Hey guys, welcome to The Reality Pill, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of modern dating culture. And of course, here's your meme of the day. I mean, come on folks, it's funny because it's true. We've reached the point where the same people who claim they want total equality are the first ones to demand that men act like it's 1950 whenever there's a bill to be paid or a risk to be taken. The delusion is reaching terminal velocity, and today we're going to watch it crash and burn. So I gotta tell you guys, I'm struggling to wrap my head around this one. Not because the topic is complicated, but mostly because the audacity and the absolute delusion of the modern dating market is just off the charts. We have women complaining that men aren't confident enough to approach them, while simultaneously making it as difficult, dangerous, and unrewarding as humanly possible for a man to even say hello. It's absolutely mind-boggling. They want the traditional man to hunt, chase, and provide, while they offer absolutely nothing traditional in return, except signals and feminine energy, which, let's be real, is just code for being lazy and entitled. They want a man to fight for them after they've dumped him, and they're shocked when a man with an ounce of self-respect just says, okay, see ya. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, and it is a total clown show, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so we've got our first contestant here. She's wondering why the masculinity on Earth has diminished, because men aren't walking up to her at the grocery store. We got a woman here who is deeply concerned about the state of manhood. She claims that because men aren't approaching her while she embodies her feminine energy, masculinity is basically extinct. Take a look.
Why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on Earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore. If God were to guarantee that your 20th person would be the love of your life, you would be so happy to be rejected by all 19. So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now. But all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like, if the woman is interested, she's going to keep looking your way too. But it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens because men don't walk up to women anymore. Or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like, if God were to tell you that you're going to go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's going to be the love of your life, you guys would be so happy to go through all 20 because you would just be so closer to the love of your life. Come on, guys. You guys got to do better.
Give me a frickin' break. The masculinity on Earth has diminished? No, sweetheart, the incentive for men to put themselves on the line for a woman who thinks she's a prize just for existing has diminished. I am baffled. I'm sitting here asking myself, what the hell is she even talking about? She says, we don't chase, we signal. What is this signal? Is it a secret frequency only simps can hear? Or is it just you looking at your phone and hoping a guy is brave enough to interrupt your feminine energy so you can potentially call him a creep and put him on TikTok for harassing you? Now, of course, out of context, it might be hard to understand what's going on here. So let's break it down. She wants the benefit of a traditional high testosterone man who takes risks and handles rejection. But look at what she's actually offering. Nothing. She literally said, you're not going to catch me going up to a guy. Basically, she wants a man to do 100% of the work, take 100% of the social risk, and provide 100% of the entertainment while she sits there signaling. Let's be clear. In the modern world, signaling usually means I didn't roll my eyes at you. That's not a signal, that's just basic human decency, and barely even that. And now obviously here's the problem. These are the same women who will tell you that gender is a social construct and that they are strong and independent. But the second it comes to the actual awkward reality of dating, they want to hide behind feminine energy. Brothers, listen up. Feminine energy has become the ultimate get-out-of-effort free card. It's a way for modern women to justify their laziness and lack of social skills by pretending it's a spiritual choice. But of course, it gets even worse. It's not just that they want you to approach, they want you to worship the ground they walk on, regardless of what they bring to the table. We've got another coach here who wants to explain the correct way for a man to behave.
I believe men are supposed to chase a woman, date her, spoil her, respect and adore her, and love her more. Anything outside of that is just weird. And if you're watching this as a woman, disagreeing with it, thinking it's too much or you don't deserve this, you have been brainwashed and you do not know your own worth. And you may even have internalized misogyny, which you definitely need to work on and heal that shit.
Oh, absolutely. Because nothing says healthy relationship like a man loving a woman more than she loves him. That makes total sense. No, it doesn't. That is a recipe for a miserable, lopsided disaster where the man is a walking ATM and the woman is a perpetual judge. Spoil her? For what? What are you bringing to the table that warrants being spoiled? Is it the feminine energy again? Because I checked the exchange rate and feminine energy currently trades at $0.00 in the real world. And of course, it's not just her. We see this pattern everywhere. These women love to compare modern men to the men who fought in World War II, as if they would have been the kind of women those men wanted to come home to.
Guys, men used to go to war and now they look at you weird when you approach them at the bar because all they did was stand around and stare at the wall all night.
Men used to go to war. Yeah, they did. And when they came home, they expected a woman who was grateful, feminine, and ready to build a family. They didn't come home to boss babes with 5-page requirement lists and lucky girl syndromes. The reason men are staring at the wall at the bar, sweetheart, is because the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Why would a man risk a public rejection or a potential HR complaint just to talk to a woman who is probably going to spend the whole time checking her DMs anyway? The risk to reward ratio for approaching modern women in public is at an all-time low. Men haven't lost their confidence, they found their common sense. But wait, there's more. The reason these women are so entitled is that they truly believe their market value is infinity. They think every man on earth is just a yes waiting to happen. Let's see how that works out in the real world.
How many guys do you think you could get with in a day if you wanted to?
Million.
Infinity.
Yeah. Infinity. If I wanted every single one of these guys, I could have them.
If a guy came over here, you asked him, you think he would say yes?
Yes. There's no doubt. 100%.
No doubt?
No doubt.
Y'all down to test it?
Yeah, why not?
Yo, my man, real quick. They were saying, would you hook up with any two of them? Hell no.
Welcome to reality. Infinity. She said it with her whole chest. She really believed that every man in that vicinity was just a puppet she could control with her presence. And then, bam, hell no. That is the sound of the wall, brothers. That is the sound of biological reality hitting the windshield of feminist fantasy. These women are so used to the simps in their Instagram comments telling them they are 10s that they've forgotten what an actual man with standards looks like. An actual man with self-respect doesn't just say yes because you have a pulse. And just to add insult to injury, look at how they handle it when a man actually does have self-respect and leaves a situation that isn't working.
So you dumped him and he didn't fight for you. You thought he would. You're better than him. But he didn't. He let you go. And he hasn't called and he hasn't texted. He hasn't sent flowers or asked for a second chance. And it's killing you. And it's killing your ego, even though you don't really want to be with this person. He wouldn't make a good husband. He wouldn't make a good father. But why hasn't he called? Reframe it. He gave you a gift by not fighting for you. He let you go because he knew in his subconscious, whether he's willing to admit it or not, that you deserved better than him. And by letting you go and not fighting for you, he gave you the opportunity to meet someone who is an actual match for you, who is compatible with you, who will show you healthy love, safety, and security. Be grateful that he hasn't come knocking. I'm Jackie. I'm a love and relationship coach. If you're single and this resonates with you, we are starting a group program in September, Lucky Girl Dating. Join us. Being single is not that bad. Let me show you how. But hey, don't trust me. I'm just a professional.
Oh, I see. So if she dumps him and he doesn't stalk her, beg for her back, and send flowers, it's because he knows she deserves better. Give me a freaking break. How about this for a reframe? He didn't fight for you because he's a grown man who realizes that if a woman is dumb enough to dump a good man, he's better off without her. What happened to no means no? Oh, I forgot. That only applies when it benefits the woman. When she dumps him, he's supposed to fight. If he doesn't, he's weak. If he does, he's a creep. You can't have it both ways. This is the modern woman trap. She wants you to ignore her stated boundaries to prove your love, but if she's not feeling it that day, she'll use those same actions to destroy your reputation.
When I push him away and he doesn't try harder, not my time.
Exactly. I pushed him away and he didn't try. Why would he? Brothers, listen to me. If a woman pushes you away, let her go. Don't try harder. Don't fight. The only thing you'll find at the end of that road is a restraining order and a bruised ego. A man with self-respect doesn't play games with his time or his heart. Now, let's look at where this entitlement leads. Because the infinity phase doesn't last forever. Eventually, the signals stop working and the reality of the market sets in. And this next clip is a bit of a reality check, and it's coming from someone who is only 24.
This is why I feel like dating as a single mom is harder than dating as a regular 24-year-old, okay? And this is why I'm gonna tell you. Aside from the kids, I think that the hardest thing about dating as a single mom is that when you're dating someone, you're competing with other 24-year-olds who have not have children. They do not have stretch marks. They have perfect little tight little abs, and I'm over here with, you know, my diastasis recti in my fucking abdomen, okay? On top of that, I've lost a lot of weight, but it's not like super firm. It's like jiggly, okay? Right? And then on top of that, after you're done breastfeeding, do you know what your titties look like? Have you seen titties after breastfeeding? Mine look like tube socks with a tennis ball. At 24 years old, dating, I'm competing with girls who have firm C cups. I have a saggy B. At best. At fucking best. Okay, guys? So, I'm competing with girls who are so fucking attractive. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If anyone could give me any confidence boost, that would be great.
Welcome to the wall. And for this young lady, the wall arrived early because of the choices she made. She's 24 years old and she's already realizing that the market doesn't care about her feelings. She's competing with women who don't have the baggage, her words effectively, and who have higher physical market value. And look at the plea. If anyone could give me any confidence boost, where is that feminine energy now? Where is the I can have infinity men energy? It's gone because reality doesn't care about your TikTok filter. Brothers, this is the pattern. They spend their early 20s demanding that men fight for them, spoil them, and chase them while they offer signal. Then they make poor choices with men who don't respect them, end up in difficult situations, and suddenly they want to know where the good men went and why dating is so hard. This is what modern dating culture has become. It's a lopsided, delusional mess where women want traditional benefits, the chase, the protection, the provision, without offering traditional behavior. They want equality in the workplace, but 19th century chivalry at the bar. It really begs the question, how the hell did we get here? Who told an entire generation of women that they could push men away and then be mad when the men stay away? Who told them they could demand infinity while bringing saggy B cups and a kid from a previous relationship to the table? The double standard is unreal. If a man had a list of requirements half as long as the average 25-year-old woman's TikTok rant, he'd be labeled a misogynist or toxic before he could finish his first sentence. But a woman can demand a 6-foot-tall, 6-figure earning man who adores her more than she adores him, and we're all supposed to just nod and say, yes, queen, know your worth. That essentially tells you everything you need to know about modern dating. And so yeah, brothers, here's what you need to understand. Stop chasing. If she says she wants to be chased, she's telling you she wants a servant, not a partner. If she pushes you away, Keep walking. Don't be the guy who fights for a woman who already showed you the door. That is simp behavior, and it will only lead to you being disrespected. Know your worth. Time, your attention, and your resources are valuable. Don't give them to women who signal from across the room and expect you to do all the heavy lifting. You deserve a woman who is enthusiastic about, who contributes to the relationship, and who doesn't play games with your head. If a woman is offended by the idea of meeting for coffee or thinks you're less masculine because you didn't approach her while she was staring at her phone in the gym, that is a gift. She is showing you her entitlement early. Thank her for the warning and move on to a woman who actually lives in the real world. This is what modern dating has become. Impossible standards mixed with zero self-awareness. Demanding traditional men while being the least traditional version of a woman, complaining about a lack of masculinity while actively penalizing men for acting like men. And then they wonder why the marriage rate is cratering and why all the good men are staying home and playing video games or focusing on their own life. I refuse to take any lecture from a relationship coach who tells women to be lucky girls while ignoring the basic math of the dating market. These women are in for a very rude awakening when they realize that feminine energy doesn't pay the bills and signaling doesn't build a life. Look, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm trying to be real. If you're a woman watching this and you're offended, ask yourself, what are you actually bringing to the table besides your presence? If the answer is not much, then don't be surprised when the men you want don't want you back. The wall doesn't forgive and the market doesn't lie. Biology doesn't care about your lucky girl affirmations. And fellas, brothers, don't be the guy who tries harder when she pushes you away. Be the guy who knows his value is higher than a game of detect my signal. Let me know in the comments, what's the most ridiculous signal a woman has ever expected you to pick up on? And do you agree that fighting for a woman who dumped you is the ultimate simp move? I'll be reading your comments. If you enjoyed this reality check, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.